สมาชิกคณะปันสงเคราะห์จีนปรัชญาเพลงสามัคคีกลุ่มนันเนียสงเคราะห์บำรากาเปียกัมพูชีมาตรงรบเนียเปียมเปียสันเสรีไอ้กระเรียนโบราณเพียมอาธรรมปไตยขมายประเสริฐโตประดันไทยรักษามันอ้อยบอตึงเฉลียนเปียนหมกตรวจตาสมบัติโดนตาทนเทียนจิตขมายเรียงอาทิตย์เรียงบอมลือกัมพูชีขมายไอ้กระเทียมเมียต้องสายปัญหาโยบายจะเป็นสังคมอันหังษาสะกดไล่คลาจีเบียบเพียงรุ่งเรืองใจยืนปูยืนผู้เขายืนขมายกรองลานสังคมจีนไทยรักชนะไอ้จอมเราอำนาจจุนราจีนำไปกัมพูชีรวมรู้เสียงสานเจียโยคณะป่าสังโฆเชียนสมาชิกคณะปันสังเคราะห์จีนปรัชญาไม่เพียนสามัคคีกลุ่มนันเนียสงเคราะห์บำรากาเปียกัมพูชีมาตรงรบเนียเปียมเปียสันเสรีไอ้กระเรียนโบราณเพียมอาธรรมปไตยขมายประเสริฐโตประดันไทยรักษามันอ้อยบอตึงเฉลียนเปียนหมกตรวจตราสมบัติโดนตาทนเทียนจิตขมายเรียงอาทิตย์เรียงบอมพลือกัมพูชีมาไอ้กระเทียมเมียต้องสายปัญหาโยบายจะเป็นสังคมอันหังษาสะกดไล่คลาจีเบียบเพียงรุ่งเรืองใจยืนปูยืนผู้เขายืนขมายกรองลานสังคมจีนไทยรักมาชนะไอ้จอมประดออำนาจจุนราจีนำไปกัมพูชีรวมรู้เสียงสาน
Jamipsu and welcome to CNRP-America live show. This show is called Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. Thank you for being here, and as always, thank you so much for joining our show. Our topic for today is Cambodia, reality of today and hope for tomorrow. We always need to have hope, so thank you for joining in. Again, my name is Linda Wu. I am broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for being here. I know every single Tuesday, this broadcast in CNRP America is in English. So 6 days per week is in Khmer and 1 day on Tuesdays is in English. So please, if you enjoy my show, please watch it every Tuesday. And also, like I said, we have Khmer shows 6 days per week, different topic, different hosts. So please join me and join our show. And thank you so much for being here today. Again, today is August 23rd, 2022, Tuesday, 6:50 in Los Angeles, California right now. So good evening to you and good evening wherever you at. I have two wonderful guests. My first guest, his name is Ricky. He is the General Secretary of CNRPA. So let me bring him out.
Linda.
How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. How about
How
yourself?
hot is it in Modesto?
My AC is on right now. You could see probably not the flowers is moving up there on on the bookshelf. The AC is
Yes.
on. Hot.
For our audience in California, in America, is summer, really like into summer right now. Really hot, over 100 degrees each day, sweating. And also in California, Modesto, also California, we are in on drought, meaning that restriction on water, the plant and water. I mean, we can still take shower though. Just the
Mm.
plant. They don't want us to wash the car with, over washing the car with water, but anything like that. But still drought. So thank you so much, Lukpu, for being here. Let me bring my second guest. Her name is Somaly. She is in Fresno, California. Let me bring her out. On.
Ms.Somaly.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
How is Fresno?
Oh man, Fresno weather, can't beat it. We're in the Central Valley. We have pretty much over 100 degrees throughout the whole week.
Ooh.
So today is hitting us about 100 Fahrenheit or so, but I can manage.
Okay, I know we all can manage. We live in California. We're used to it. I see you are having a lot of boxes behind you. What have you been doing lately with
Oh my
your life?
gosh, sister, I've been moving like crazy. Almost 3 weeks hauling all this junk. Oh.
So moving to a new place, right?
Yeah, to a new home. Yeah.
Oh,
Not
good.
new, but it's new to me.
Good. I'm glad. And thank you for being here. Let me bring Ricky back. Thank you both guests for being here. Like I said, our topic for today is Cambodia. I mean, we're going to talk about Cambodia because we all Cambodian. We're talking about the reality of today, and also we're going to talk at the end. We're going to what's our hope for Cambodia. Before I start the show, before we go into the topic, I would like to give our audience a little update this week, like what's been going on since last time we see them. Let me get some news, and sometimes it's shocking that you so this week, last week, we have the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights. He came and he visited. He actually still in Cambodia. He is on 11-day trip, official visit to Cambodia. What he did was not what he's doing right now. He's observing. He's going to different places and observing different areas of Cambodia. One of the amazing thing happened was he went and visited the Naga worker that it's been on strike since December. And if our audience, if you have pay attention to the show, or I have shared so many time on how brutal and how the worker being attacked, being pushed, being shoved, just to protest and request a fair pay. Let me show some picture. So this is what it looked like every single day, push and shove every single day, and this is the closest that they've been. So this I believe this weekend, the worker was able to stand in front of the casino and protest. And this is the first time. So this is surprisingly Cambodia for since December have no abuse on human rights on the Naga workers. So shame on the government, shame on the regime, putting fake face on for Cambodia. The human right is in Cambodia for 11 days, looking around. Basically, they're doing their report on the situation in Cambodia. And just to share a little bit, that's every single day they out there, young woman got attacked, got pushed, also pushed into the bus that provided by Japanese, pushed and got thrown in somewhere in remote areas. So that's happened every single day. Do you have anything to add to that, Ricky, regarding how fake putting a fake face onto this report showing the world that Cambodia have doesn't hurt its people every day, doesn't
Only
abuse
for the
human
show,
rights.
you're right.
For
When
this last week.
yeah, when the human rights, like you say, human rights rapporteur visited Cambodia, he just want the government, the regime wants to show the UN human rights representative say, hey, we are not hurting the people or the protesters. We only use our hands, our force lightly to stop them from entering the hotel. This is very sad. Why those people do the protesters holding the rally since December last year? Why? They just want their the money back that the company Naga World owe them. They don't want anything new. They just want the money that they have been working for without pay. That's one thing. That's the reason to our to the viewers to know that these people are just asking for their money, the time they spend working for, and this company who associate with the regime did not want to pay them, and they don't even want them to demonstrate to protest for what they did not get. And on this week, when the Human Rights Watch rapporteur is coming to or visiting Cambodia, they just want to show very little force is being used just to stop the protester from coming in. Why? Because they just want to spread the message, say, hey, we are living in a peaceful country. They have the right to protest. We're not hurting them, but wait until maybe next week when the human rights reporter leave. What's going to happen to these people? Can they get close to this hotel, like you just show in the picture anymore, or not? We'll wait and see. But our guess, is we predict that these people will be either jailed or kicked or push or get hurt again.
Yes, so let me read a statement from the um, Cambodian government. It said those who accuse the government of faking respect for human rights are trying to create a toxic environment to destroy the government reputations. He said that there is an understanding between the workers and the authority that allow the worker to strike without any crackdown. It's very unfortunate situation since December 2021, and this images every single day that they on strike. This and all of a sudden they were able to stand in front of the Naga. This is from these images from blocking them to be in front of the Naga world to protest, which is they have the right under the union. You're supposed to be able to go to in front of where they work and protest.
And also under the Constitution too, Linda, they
Yeah.
have the right to protest. They have the right to stand up. We say "Tosu Mate," and these are the citizens of Cambodian. These are the citizens of Cambodia, and the Cambodian government who should protect them or help smooth out the process. Now they're hurting them, hurting their own citizens, the authority, because very uncalled for.
And in addition to the human rights rapporteur visiting Cambodia, we also, my second update is we also have Ed Markey, both from the Senate and also from the Congress, is visiting Cambodia as well. Let me share the screen a little bit. Let me see. Hopefully I can share screen. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So he went and visited Cambodia, and he met with CNRP leader Lokum Sakha. What he said is, despite 5 years of harassment and charges, Cambodia opposition leader Kum Sakha continued to speak out in support of freedom. All charges against him should be dropped immediately, and he and the Cambodia National Rescue Party should be free to participate in elections. Let me remind our audience, Ed Maki is the sponsor of S3052 that and we are so working so hard to get that to be passed soon. And so he's visiting Cambodia. It's just coincidentally, like this whole week, Cambodia been behaving really well, really well. Let me see. Let me show some picture from his Twitter. So he's visiting human rights, Cambodian civil society. He discussing regarding the Cambodia Civil War. So both sides of the Congress and the Senate visited Cambodia this week. So I'm glad he's there. What I'm not happy about is that he's there. He should have demanded the regime to release the American citizen that currently in jail before he stepped foot into Cambodia. But he's there to see what's going on in Cambodia. Anything to add, Lokrikia?
I want Somali to say something else. I don't want to just say. I have all ideas. Yeah, thank you. Want to add something, Somali?
Want to add something to that visit, or add something regarding S3052? Like, he's there. He's regarding human rights. He's understand this.
Sis, thank you so much for allowing me to have my expression here. In looking at the video and the footage that you have just shown me, they're using an excessive use of force against our Cambodian citizens. They're activists. They're just trying to protest just to get their ends meet. But what we can see now through this platform is, by showing all that, it's only showing to the whole entire world that they're taking they're attacking on human rights defenders, still an ongoing issue, correct? If you look at that protester for the Naga world. And what I've also noticed too is that they continue, the authority can still have that power to continue arresting the environmental activists. The activists for Prey Long Community Network. We've seen that video footage coming. Rong Chen, for example, he's being arrested for those reasons. All this ongoing issue, it's still an issue. He is one of the prominent union leader, and all this, to me, they're sealing evidence. They're sealing all of this, and they're embracing what I called is the key international actors, China behind this. And they're embracing those people, upon their own citizens. Naga world does not want to go against the authority. All they want to do is to go directly to China, who own those companies. And they're using the excessive force against their own citizen, and that is not right. And it's really frustrating for us to see something like this. Their excessive force, they're using their hand, their fist, they're hurting people. You see blood in that image. Now, bà nâng phục mà đai nè ai bom ôn nè ai nâng nè ai thua trắng nè ai xua đây. Xua trăng the wing. Okay, see like bộ có đây. Okay, they got that salary, they paying their taxes thing, So anyway, I don't know what else to say about this one party thingy back over there. The government nang còn đã cất mơ tao nung khơi trên chim trên ấy nung là trong vô mày ở trong vậy đi đây. That's crazy.
Thank you, Somaly.
Mm.
The next topic, so on the next current event that happened, I think just came out yesterday, 34 of the CNRP leadership and people.
You want me to add to Linda, add Mackey's picture?
Sure, you can add. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, Senator Mackey, and I see Alan Lowenthal as well. He's a U.S. representative from California. He's also the main sponsor for HR 4686, which already passed the House last year, and now it's getting into the Senate and waiting to be voted in the Senate, to pass as well. The two are the main pro-democracy and human rights for Cambodia. These bills are important, and I urge all our Cambodian American friends in the United States to please call your senators and your representatives, or work closely with CNRP chapters around the United States to help push, or at least say thank you, write a thank you letter to them, because they are American. They really care about human rights and democracy in Cambodia. And you are, Cambodian American living in the U.S. What should you do as your duty? Please help, make call, write letters, or visit the office. And this year is actually now we are into the campaign month, starting from this summer, actually even sooner, beginning of this year. November is going to be election. Help them, volunteer for a day or two and on the weekend. We do not just want to sit down and say, oh, thank you for doing this to us, but now it's time for you, not too late yet, to please join us, Linda, Ms. Kamhuntet, Mr. Tiong, Pauline, Ms. Pauline Nu, and many others who are working so hard, tirelessly, day and night, trying to make appointments to meet these senators and congressmen to pass these important bills. And of course, Senator Ed Markey from Massachusetts represent the people of Cambodian American from Massachusetts, especially in the town of Lowell, where many, I believe, the second town in the U.S. Are populated by mostly Cambodian there. Not mostly by Cambodian, but the second most city in the United States that has Cambodian citizens. And he mentioned it so well that he wanted to see Cambodia living in real democracy. So if American senators and congressmen determined to bring democracy and human rights to Cambodia, what is your role as a Cambodian American citizen? Please help bring about the change. We cannot just wait and see. It's not going to happen overnight. We try and we keep trying until we get what we want, because it takes a lot of effort, and it from all of us, not just one or two group, but from every walk of life, to help pass this bill, because they really care and about our issues. And you are facing this issue every day, so you should care about your own issue when they're trying to help. Make it simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. Yes, the human rights rapporteur, he's Thai. He's living the country next to us. He should know the situation in Cambodia. He should able to understand how Cambodia is. And also at Maki, he's sponsor S30. He's the co-wrote the S3052. So he should know what's going on in Cambodia. And he went and visit to see with his own eye. And Cambodia are well aware who those people are, and they are very behaved. They behave putting a fake democracy, putting fake human right in front of them. The next hot topics I want your opinion on is, I believe yesterday or this morning, Cambodian court summoned 34 of the CNRP leadership to go to trial on September 15th. Have you heard of that yet, look, Ricky and
Yes,
Somaly?
I just want to add one more thing to back to the picture. I have a lot of information. Sorry. Today we met Senator Rubio's staff, also the co-sponsor. I was one of them with a few other Cambodian Americans, especially two constituents from Florida, Jacksonville and Orlando. Oladale, yeah, that's another city that I'm not familiar with. Sorry if I mispronounce it. But we met for 45 minutes. He's already co-sponsored the bill, but we also want him to give us any other advice. I know the CPPs are influencing these costs as well. They just want to try to stop the bill from moving forward. But they are so determined. The senators determined, say, hey, you have the power, you have the constituents, and they have the money. So we listen to you. We take your concern and your suggestion closely. And they, each senator that we talk to always give us hope, and we talk about hope today. And this one of the hope that we are having, which is to pass this bill probably very soon. He said probably mid-September next month. There will be some changes, and you will see the ball unrolling in the Senate on the Senate floor. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, go back to your questions about this. How do you say this situation that's happening today? As I saw that in acting President Sam Rainsy tweets September 15. Hun Sen asked him to appear in the court asked him to be there, but then how could you go when even flying to Bangkok or Singapore? You're not Singapore, but Bangkok, for example, will not be allowed him to fly there. And the Thai government is cooperating with the Cambodian Hun Sen, and I just want our viewer to understand this. We changed from a one-party state to a one-man state. I would call this a one-man state now. Whatever Hun Sen does, that's the law. And if he wants Sam Rainsy to appear in court on September 15, why not allowing him to fly to appear in court? So this is a joke. Like I call you to my house, but then I close the door for you to come in. How can you come into my house? It's just common sense, right? So it's just for the show. Yeah, again, this is fake. This is what communists and dictatorships are running the campaign every day. They're running on fake and lies and faulty speech. The fresh news. It's not just in Cambodia. It happened everywhere, in China and also in Russia as well. So let's focus on Cambodia, and this is very interesting that this government is running propaganda to say, hey, I call you to this, and now you're chicken. You don't want to show up in court. How come? See, the general public do not know this, but we are waiting to be going to Cambodia anytime. Just open the door for us. Don't try to give us any restriction on the flights to Thailand. How can, if Sam Rainsy have the wing, he would fly over there, but he cannot.
Yes, and that is the 34 name that being called to September 15. And again, Mr. Sam Rainsy already put it on his Twitter, on his Facebook. So, he's more than happy to go. Just open up the door. And I know H.E. Musako, H.E. Ain, the list go on. I'm for sure those 34 people is more than happy to go into Cambodia and show up and, and answer on the court. Thank you, Lok Ricky, and thank you, Somaly. It's just a beginning of the show, just so I can bring in what is the reality of Cambodia, and that's just the current event. I know I want Somaly, she want to say something. What do you want to add to that?
Yes. So going back to Ed Murkey, he is a Democratic who reside in Massachusetts. So all of the constituents and people in Massachusetts, please hold hands, get together, and voice out your opinion, because that bill will not pass if this uh, Democratic does not see the high importance of that bill to pass. So although we might have a lot of co-sponsor, but because this bill was created originally from Massachusetts, so if we're going to enforce or push something, it's got to go back to the originality of the state. Murky got his websites on there, his phone numbers on there, his address, write to him or whatever. But yeah, just a little throw off on that. And then also regarding the mock on Hun Sen's, I was reviewing this article, right? The article where he clings on power and he said CPP will never die, blah blah blah, as long as what was the article was about again? Let me see. Sorry, I was reading it. It was just catching me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Where is it? I had it here. Hun Sen says CPP won't lose power even if he dies. Really? Why he's been promoting his sons and all his family lines and his next of kins and clings on power. Like Ulrike said, you know what? You announced for H.E. Ramses to go back in, everybody to go back in, and yet you are not allowing the sector to openly welcome them. Now, how is that process take? You only baffle by mouth and say, hey, come on, come on. But then yet you don't open the line for them to come. So yeah, technically, what are you doing? Are you being transparent about it? Most people off the platform does not know. So I'm glad you bring up this subject, because I got sick and tired of other people accusation. Oh, Sam Ramsey, scary this, or oh, that. I'm like, fudge, come on. We know him. We want him to go. Let them all go in. Just open up, let them go in. That's simple. Simple. Anyway, I just want to throw that out there because I'm just so sick of seeing all this CPP influence from Khmer, Mao, American, you know, they're I don't know if they're Cambodian American citizen or if they even become a citizen yet or whatnot, but you know, I'm baffled. I'm like, I'm speechless. You know, when you see them support something like that overseas, and we're here in the third world country, and being a Cambodian American citizen, and you support something like this, come on now, what is America is about? Simply, somebody just forgot about what the United States is about. So anyway, I just want to throw it out there. Sorry.
That's okay. That's good to hear from a different point of view from the guest speaker and the guest. I would like also add about view on some misunderstanding of the Cambodian elites or their followers. They said, oh, some see or the opposition party did not want to reconcile the differences or political reconciliation. They cannot find it. Both of them, they blame both. And we always want both me and Hun Sen and Sam Rainsy, an opposition party and CPP. But look at what Hun Sen did, dissolving the CNRP, and they tried to find the reconciliation. And then it's not just resolving, but look at how many people are in jail right now, jailing, accusing for overthrowing, for whatever. There's no merit behind it, no true evidence, all fabricated. And they try to find reconciliation. We try to find ways to help. and they're always shutting down the help that we try to offer. This is it's not going to happen when you try to only one side try to solve the problem, while the other try to go, to not this and even paying attention to it. How's it gonna work? So for those people that blame the opposition for not finding the middle path, I would like you to go back and study Hun Sen's behavior, attitude, his leadership again since 1985. Since 1985. How many leaders are in the world that leads for 37, 38 years right now? None, right? In Southeast Asia. So this is a one, like what I go back again to our words. It's not just a one. We turn from multi-party in our constitution to a one-party state, and now I said today is to a one-man state. We're getting more dictatorial, more communist in China and North Korea. So of course the dictator do not want the power grab. Like Hun Sen said today on his Twitter, in his page, he said similar to what Somaly said. Hun Sen he accepted that he would eventually die, right? That's the nature. Of course, no one's gonna live. But then he said, but even then, even when he died, power would remain with his party. See, what kind of message is he sending to the people in general public? He said, no matter what happened to me, no matter what happened to me, either of course he did not say his children or his grandchildren, but he say the power would remain with his party, which means that the power will be transferred, of course, to Hun Manet, of course, to Hun Manet's son or another person. This is like a reign in the royal family. So people need to understand this. And he also used by threat today too. This is from the 23rd. From the I got this from the Twitter to update my news on Hun Sen's behavior, leadership. He said two main factors. This is a threat, he told to the people. The war would happen if CPP did not rule the country. See, that's what he said. Why? He said the use of opposition policy to confiscate property from the rich to the poor. That's one reason, because he worried that the land grabbing and all of those, part of the country that he gave it to the Oknya, all his elite, his cronies, it's throughout the country from so many years. That's one reason. And he said that the second main reason, the process of reclaiming the lost territory, that's what will happen. So he keep giving land to China, to Vietnam, without reclaiming anything. They take your house and you don't reclaim it? Come on. How can you live in the future if you keep ceding your property to whoever wants it, to your neighbors, and at the end you probably have nothing left? The whole Cambodian citizen will be homeless. So he used the threat, he used the power, he whatever he say, that's very illogical to me. And people need to understand this is the leader of a one-man state regime, not the multi-party. Multi-party, we do not say that. We do not use this term at all. In the medias. And he just talk without worry about anything because he's the one-man power. He can say whatever. So please, join hand together and try to reason out what we should do to change this for the hope for tomorrow. We cannot let this one man run the country forever. It's not going to happen. We need to be determined to work together, join hand together, unite everywhere, democratic movements all over the country, all over the world, um, work behind. Of course, we have to have leaders, and at this point, we cannot find anyone else to replace Sam Rainsy. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. If I know he is working outside tirelessly with the teams. Inside, of course, Kamsaka is still the CNRP, but again, officially on papers, CNRP doesn't exist in Cambodia, where Kamsaka is the like a virtual leader right now. But look at what Maki did, or the human rights did. They always visited him. Why? Because they still see that CNRP is the uh, credible opposition party, and even though it's already dissolved on November 16, 2017, almost 5 years now, but Sovereignty is an acting president outside, is to me is irreplaceable. Let's work behind him to change this dictatorship that happened in Cambodia every day.
Thank you, Lukrikia. Anything to add, Somali?
No, look, Ricky has pretty much explained it all. Just a little note here on that article that I read. He says the explanation, Mr. Gell, he said, if CPP does not control the power, war will erupt. Okay. And then he said that another party would confiscate wealth from the rich to hand to the poor, he added. And then he also stated, would also wage war with Thailand and Vietnam for territory. When I read that part, I'm like, man, this guy is mentally ill. He's really mentally ill. If he can just resign right now and let us or anybody go in there for at least 4-year terms, 4 years, every 4 years, new idea, new people. I bet you anything, a change will come. Promise, a change will come. Otherwise, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna stay like this forever, and our people is gonna be they're gonna be in poor poverty. I think our country could have been way better, and if only we can have that chance.
When I read that, I read what Lukrikia said, the same thing I read what you read. Is like, his he went to school to pass out diploma, and the poor student have to sit there and listen to him without any choices. When I heard that, and it's like, the louder that he barked, the weaker he is, because he is bringing out that tactic again. Oh, if opposition party rule the country, it's going to be war this, war that. Give opposition party a chance, and we'll see. That's all I say. And yeah.
Opposition party are multicultural. We're American citizens. We are all Khmer. We all have fresh idea. Some CNRP overseas from the third world country, if in chance are able to go back into our country, it should have new idea, better, change the sector, the corruption line way better than what they have people out in the country right now. But what I'm trying to say is that fresh idea, we work and we collaborate. But they don't get the opportunity to show their logic, to show their opinion, because their opinions are being suppressed. And they don't have that right and that freedom like we do here. But that law or that rule that they changed made in their authority or their law or their court or whatever, they won't allow us people that have dual citizens to have any type of controlling or a job there, to even stand out there. And that is just not right. It's not right for us dual citizens out here that wants to make the difference. And I just want to throw it out there. What would you feel?
Um,
How would you feel?
let me throw. I'm sorry.
Yes.
let me throw something out there for the Cambodian people that actually support the regime, support CPP, support Hun Sen. I want to actually brought up that their law, their family is one man party. And as a Cambodian, if you are inside Cambodia and if you are outside Cambodian in the US or in the Europe, that should be a slap to your face if you are supporting them. Look, in America, when the baby is born, they have the right to be the president of the United States. How do you feel when your child is born in Cambodia and you don't have the right to be a prime minister? Everybody should have that right. Everybody should have the right to education. Everybody should have the capability of being the president, the prime minister of Cambodia. But of Hun Sen, your child, the person that you're supporting every day, will not even let you to even close to that chair. And you in America, you still supporting that and you think that's okay. So your children or your relative that born in Cambodia, you should realize this, and that's a slap to your face. And you still supporting dictatorship. That's dictatorship, not just that's a family owned, and also it's a slap to all the Cambodians. Shouldn't be supporting that. If you have a child that's born right now today in Cambodia, you should have the right to say my child going to be one day going to be the prime minister, and Hun Sen will not let you do that. The Hun family will not let you do that because the country run by them.
I just want to add that very good, Linda. Now I'm thinking beyond that part as well. Let's go back to the idea of CPP influence in America, where we live now in Modesto, Fresno, or Long Beach, wherever. Hun Sen has already changed 10 amendments in the constitutions, and the last one, the number 10, part of it is the whole series. I don't have time for that, but just sum up to 4 points. If you have dual citizenship, you cannot hold a position as prime minister, as the speaker of the assembly, the president of the Senate, and also the president of the Constitutional Council. Those 4 positions you cannot hold at all. But then look what he just tried to ban the opposition or any outsiders from going in to be a prime minister. For example, acting president Sam Rainsy. He has dual citizens, French and also Cambodian. See, but the King Sehamani has 3 citizenship, and he's in the main power. The top is his royal government. So the government is named after because of the king. And look what happened. So I just want all of these CPP in Americas to understand, or Cambodian Rescue Party supporters in Americas. We need to face these CPP supporters. Say, hey, wait, you don't have any, not even having the power to not only having the power to hold those 4 positions, which you really probably don't have the ability to do. But what happens if you want to, or if your children want to one day? You know, can you do it? Will you be able to do it? No. Now let's go back to the right to vote. You know, since UNTAC 1991 Paris Peace Accord, every Cambodian living in America that even dual citizen, Khmer citizen, have the right to vote. But Hun Sen eliminated that right already. So we in America, have the rights to vote, to choose the government, even if we don't live in America. On the election day, they can send a vote from Japan, from South Korea, from wherever Americans live. They can choose to elect the president. But we don't have that right to choose our to vote for our party, the party that we want. For example, we hold dual citizen, we have the right to vote for to choose, but it's again, Hun Sen's violating the constitution. Is whatever he says. The people in America need to understand that. So, what are you fighting for? You're fighting for your rights, or you fighting for your power, or you fighting for the time that Hun Sen want to be in the prime minister, want to be the leaders? If you support these kind of dictators to hold power longer, you are part of the problem. You part of the problem. Let me say that again. You don't want to be part of the problem. Stay out. So don't support the people who try to take your rights away. Come on, people, make sense?
It
Don't
makes sense to
let them.
us.
Yeah. So if you just want power and want the money and let this one man take your rights away from you, and you got nothing to do, they take already remove your right. Why supporting the thief, the robbers? They are robbers actually. They rob your right, they rob your life, they take away the forest from future generation. They took the gold mining everywhere. The future generation leave the, the American, leave the Cambodian children in the future for nothing. They owe so much debt to China, to the world, just for their party and for their own greed.
Go ahead, Somaly.
So yeah, I agree, definitely. Most CPP influencer from Khmer to America here. I'm not saying all. There's lots of CPP that are Americans that are like us that doesn't agree on that. And those people, I appreciate that very much because they don't stand in the middle. They don't stand in the middle because they know what's best for us out here in America. But those who agree on those CPP terms, influencer that brought over to United States, right? Those people, we are ashamed. You are ashamed. You are shaming us. And we want to question you. Like, what is the reason for you to do that? And the only logical reason is because one is either some benefit value that you are getting from that, or two, you must be blind to not see, to not hear. Why? Because you're here, you're free, you have most freedom. Hay conflict រឿងដើមខ្លួនឯង Hey, so when you have your freedom here, out here, and you support that, try go live in South Khmer, like everybody say all over Facebook. If you support that, try to go live over there. And if they take that privilege out away from you,ដូចអ្នកធ្វើការនៅ Naga world, they can't even protest peacefully. They get abused or hit or smacked, So put yourself in their shoe, and you still support something like that? Huh? Shame on you. Shame on you. Anyway, yes, you brought a good point. I'm sorry, I didn't want to distract this whole conversation, but there's just so many things out there that I wanted to throw it out and let people know that, hey, do not attract to musical coming from South Khmer. Idol singers are out here. You're paying tons of money, $40, $60 a ticket just to make them get benefit from here and then bring it over to South Khmer and they support their one party? No. Stop it. No.
Thank you, Somaly. We are almost really great conversation. We are barely hit almost everything. Look, Ricky, what is your hope for Cambodia? We talk about problem that we see.
I know. We want to present the problem, and let me add another. There's always problem because I'm sure people understand it very well, but sometimes even if they understand it, they still don't act, and that's the issue. That's the big problem.
Yes.
They know, they understand it's a problem, it's an issue, but they chose not to participate. They chose to watch, and they wait for something to happen. It's not going to happen. So I want those people that understand it, that know it, please involve, participate. It doesn't matter where you are. You want to make the difference. You want to be valued when you die, when you leave this planet. You don't want to be just become like there are three kind of people, right? Those who watch, those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who don't know what the hell is happening. You do not want to be one of the third type of person. You want to participate. You want to get involved and make changes so that your mind, Elon Musk, he's, the richest man in the world, right? And his own Tesla company. Um, it's all, he said, if you let the man think freely, one day you will be that person, or the man power will have unlimited access. Whatever you want to do, you will get it. There's a way for it. Let them think freely. Cambodian people are smart. They build Angkor Wat. Let me bring it back. Jay Vadaman number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they build so many temples, not just in Cambodia, but also in Thailand and in Vietnam, Khmer Krom. They are, they created many universities as well. And they learn a lot from one another because they believe, they trust, they let the person, the intellectuals think freely. They have university to promote thinking and wisdom. Even when we got the independence from France back in 1953, we have factory. We made cars, not made car, but made tires for cars, tire for bicycle back then. And now think about, somebody might have a phone call here. Now they cannot even make the toothpick, to just make it simple. Why? Because they want everybody to follow what the government say, what the government asks them to do. They don't want to teach something that can change and develop the human mind, let them think freely. They suppress it all the time, and it's not going to happen. So under the opposition party, this is for hope for the future. We are going to, of course, change the education system where every children, doesn't matter, rich or poor, will participate in school and starting with education, because I'm a teacher for so many years. And I believe strongly in education. And Mr. Somransi is also, and also his wife and many other leaders, CNRP leaders, are educated, and they use French university use his theory to teach economic theory, and in other words, they are smart people to lead. We don't want people that get no education, or at least someone like Hun Sen probably did not even have high school diploma, and so greed becoming so dangerous to the country. So opposition party will have a good um, government set up for all children in Cambodia, trying to bring our youth back from Thailand, from Korea. You know what? They spend so much energy studying in Cambodia, but when they graduate, they got nothing to. They have no job. There's a way to kick them out of the country. The family become poorer because they paid for their children to go to school, but when the children finish schooling, they didn't have a job, so they have to work for another government somewhere else in the world. We don't want that. Under the CNRP leadership, we will have the job for them. We will create jobs everywhere, so we can bring those youth back to to develop our country so that they all can live peacefully together instead of having a son here and a father or mother over there. So just make one statement. This is the education system. Uh, we'll need to reform it first, and then of course the judiciary system. We don't want the court to sue, let's say, Kemsaka for treason, right? How many years now? He got arrested September 3rd of 2017, and up to now, for almost 5 years, they have found no faults in him, and they already dissolved the CNRP. What kind of system is that? You want this system to be forever for your own children in the future? No. So we want to reform the judiciary system, and also, of course, the social, the medical system, social work as well, to help the poor, to help the needy who need so well. And of course, we have the social security system as well. They're trying to right now, but with the help from many educators, educated intellectual in the world coming in to Cambodia, we will hope for a better Cambodia in the future. So I just want to bring a few main points, but education system first, judicial, and then of course the medical system where people needed the most, of course economic as well. But we can talk more and more about these issues later.
Somaly, anything to add? What's your hope for Cambodia?
I still have high hope for Cambodia, and I wanted to plead. I know it's probably not the end of the show yet. Are we almost at the end of the show?
Oh no, you can keep going. I'm here for you.
But let's hear out. This show is I'm pleading to everyone out there, not only Cambodian American, all national, to help put in perspective that our country, my country, Cambodia, is struggling, and we do not support this government. We do not support the ideology of their policies. We want people to get involved. We want help. More help, the more the better. We don't want excuses. We want people to get involved. So please hear our pled. Please give Samkruf Jiat or CNRP a new chapter to engage, to help get more people to come in and to coordinate. So if we can get a smooth transaction like that and more people comes in, then I'm sure that we can work things out and we have more fresh idea and we can move things into a newer chapter. So please, hear our pled.
Thank you, Somaly. I see.
I want to add one more thing too. And at first, we talk about CNRP as a leading role in government. But now, how do we approach that goal? Again, this election is coming up in 2023, which is next year, July 24th. That's the election day, and right now people are, I believe the National Election Committee are registering the voters throughout the country for to choose the party to choose. This is a general election, so to see which party is going to win. And I urge all Cambodians everywhere in the country to make sure, check your names in the list, make sure you have everything there correct or not. We cannot afford to lose, and that's number one. Number two, on the election day, please do not let the CPP influence your ballots. Sometimes they want to buy the ballots for 10,000 real for the monosodium glutamate for one little package, or a bag of 20 pound of rice. Don't let them influence you, because I know you probably want the money, but think about your future, because the future depend on one vote from you. If there's 16, maybe 9 million like eligible voters in the country, then uh, we want a majority to choose the party that you want. That's number two. Do not sell your vote. Number three is to watch in every polling station to make sure you do not steal your vote and miscounted the numbers. I understand there's some irregularities that happen all the times, but we are working on it, trying to. First of all, we want CNRP to participate, and of course, the international community, as well as the bills that I will be working on, as 3052 already said it clear that they will not support the illegitimate government or the one that's not credible. That's in America. In Europe, the EBA will be discontinued. Right now, they just withdrew 20%, but the 80% remaining, that just make sure um, Hun Sen government is following the request or the ask from the international community. I know people may think, oh, we are already working with China and communists. It's not going to change anything. But again, it's your vote. It's your destiny. It's your children, your future. Don't let Hun Sen decide your future for you. So participate. It doesn't matter. And that's what I would suggest. So change will happen. Believe it or not. It's not going to be like this forever. So, but we all need your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Look Ricky. I actually want to answer a questions from our audience, a comment. He said, I don't think any opinion here matter to Hun Sen at all. That's why he's keep doing what he's doing. First of all, my opinion or Roglike opinion or Somali opinion, going to Hun Sen or not, it doesn't matter to us because we want the youth, we want the people in America, we want the people voice. So what we doing, we want the people voice. And look, Ricky said it, elections, the people voice. So the more people concerned, the more people care, the more people voice their opinion. That's when you make Hun Sen's weak. So our message is not to Hun Sen. Our message is to the youth. Our message is to the Cambodian people, inside or outside.
Yeah, don't. That message is kind of make us think hopeless. We're not gonna listen to that. You look at Sri Lanka. That the leaders say the same thing, and the people power chase this president out of the country. Now he got no choice. He had no right to live in Singapore for only 3 months, and now he's going to Thailand. And then at the end, he said, "I'm gonna go back to Sri Lanka." Nowhere. So the people will bring him to justice, and he's gonna face trial. And the people have the power to do it, but we need to be united. So that's what we ask everyone to do. Don't be afraid. Speak up your mind and move forward. Of course, we live here, but of course, when the time comes, we're gonna go again. I've already decided. My whole life is for Cambodia and the Cambodian people, no matter what. So we are determined, and we will win. Thank you.
Thank you, Look Ricky, and thank you, Somali, for being here today. We got really good discussion, and I always enjoy both of you being here. So thank you so much, Look Ricky, and thank you, Somali.
Thank you.
Likewise, enjoy both of your present as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Your input is very important. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. We are at the end of our show. I hope you enjoy our show discussion of Cambodia, the reality of today, and hope for tomorrow. We brought many issue up, and also a hope. What we hope, like Somali said, she has high hope. I have high hope, and everyone have high hope. And I want everyone to know that this show is called Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. So it's the voices of the people. It's the voices of the Cambodian people. And we all brought an issue, which is Cambodian American that living in America. So we need your voice. We need you to able to say, I enjoy democracy in America, and I would like my people in Cambodia to enjoy the same rights, the same democracy, the same human right, the same freedom of speech that you and everybody that overseas enjoy. So hopefully you enjoy our show. Hopefully you come back next Tuesday. Let me know if you want any topic for me to bring up. If you want to learn something, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to talk about that next week, next Tuesday. And like I said from beginning, CNRPA America Facebook Live, 7 days per week. So please tune in for 5 days. We have in Khmer, so please tune in, different hosts, different topic. So you will enjoy different topic each day. So please tune in and tune into CNRPA Facebook Live. And before I leave you, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving me your time. And also, as I always said, please be active, be in the present, meaning do something good, do something meaningful. Don't be wasted. So until next time, thank you so much. And I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you.